Breece Hall's combine. What does it mean? So, Breece Hall, who's had 3 excellent years at Iowa State, taking over for David Montgomery after he went to the NFL. As a true freshman, I mean, he was incredible, over 1,000 total yards. Then he just put back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons, scored 46 touchdowns in 2 years, most recent 2 years at Iowa State. Really did almost as much as you could ask for in his college career. Handled bell cow workload, caught passes, the whole 9 yards, yet many people questioned his athleticism. Well, he put those concerns to rest at the combine this year. He weighed in at 5'11", 217. Very nice BMI right there. Getting close to 220, which is where you can really check that box for a true bell cow, never leaves the field type guy. I think at least in the NFL's eyes, for the most part. Of course, there are exceptions to that, but 217 is close enough. And under 6 feet is something I actually like to see for a running back. He also did nothing short of blaze a sub 4.4 40-yard dash, coming in at 4.39. Excellent speed score there. Vertical jump of a whopping 40. I mean, when you hit 40 inches or more on a vertical, you are really bouncy. And then a broad jump of 126, which is very nice and over the it's actually over one standard deviation for running backs at the broad jump test. So he tested excellent. I think he's actually one of the, if I want to say 10 most athletic running backs when you account for size, speed, all that sort of thing in the history of the combine. So if I have if my memory serves me correctly. So there are absolutely no questions about his athleticism. His production is there. So for me, the question wasn't, is he running back one in the class? That's where I had him all along. But now that we kind of confirm these athleticism is not only baseline, but it's exceptional, I think NFL teams are going to be like, whoa, I think second round is almost a lock. I think first round is in play now because of the way he tested, and he opened up a lot of people's eyes. And we know that athleticism does matter for these GMs and coaches that make these picks. So with that said, I think Breece Hall is clearly the number one running back in the class. I think the question becomes, where would you put him in overall kind of your cornerstone or, full on dynasty rankings now, knowing this, assuming he's going to get second round draft capital at worst? I think very outside chance at first round. I mean, I'm not expecting it. I think it could happen now because of what he put on the field there. So some teams that certainly met with him, I got Falcons, Bucks, and Dolphins. I think there are probably some other teams as well, but those are 3 very clear running back needy teams who could select him in the back of the first round. Falcons pick early, but Bucks are later. They made the playoffs, of course. And then the Dolphins also are later because of a couple of trades that happened last year. I think they have what would have been Philly's first round pick. Of course, they finished much better than you thought. I think they made the playoffs as well. So you've got some in the 20s. It's late first round. It's not impossible that Breece Hall slides there. Now, even if he's a second round pick, that's fantastic. Jonathan Taylor is a second round pick. I mean, that does not really limit you very much from a projection standpoint at running back. So I think the question becomes, how high do you put this guy, assuming he's going to get drafted to a team that's going to have no problem giving him bell cow workload in year one? I think you have to start thinking about top 10 in all of Dynasty here, because he's young. He's coming out as a third year. He's athletic as crap. He's, pushing 220 pounds, and he's going to get a workload and catch passes. I mean, really, what else do you want? The only knock on him from a scout's eye that I have read about. Now, I don't always trust my eye to pick up every minute detail, but from what I've read, he may lack initial burst to get through traffic, at the line of scrimmage or hit the outside. But everything else, everyone just glows about him. His vision, his cuts, his kind of if he can get past that line of scrimmage, then he can really start making things happen as he gains momentum, and obviously has good acceleration. So I'll be honest, I'm not sure. Everyone's a little different in terms of this whole idea of like that specific burst, even though he's a 4.3 guy. What, is that maybe it's just that very first step, being able to close gaps there. But that's basically the one thing that I can hear a negative on him. I'm pretty high on him, and I think you start putting him, thinking of Breece Hall as the 101. Maybe in Superflex, although I would probably still say first-round quarterback should go first because that's just such a rarity in the Superflex leagues. Otherwise, he should be the first non-quarterback you take in that, and then he should be 101 in non-Superflex leagues. Stick with Campus Candid. We're going to keep giving these little bite-sized nuggets of combine takes and combine reactions as the week progresses. Thanks. We'll see you later.